How's it going, everybody? Welcome to my first video here on YouTube. My name is PokeNav and I'm here to help you navigate the world of Pokemon one video at a time. Now today, guys, we've got an important topic that I think a lot of you are interested in, and that is investing in Pokemon cards. Now, the set that I've got in mind for today and that I specifically want to discuss with you guys is XY Evolutions. Most of you are probably familiar with this set as it is still available in most stores, but you may not know that this set actually has, or what I believe will have, a high value moving forward into the future. So let's go ahead and jump right in to why I think this particular set is going to be quite valuable in the future and why I think its potential is quite high. First of all, before we get into that, let me just go ahead and give a little bit of personal history on myself. So my former career, I was actually in finance. I was a financial advisor for many years, working with clients on wealth management strategies, developing portfolios for them to really set them up for long-term financial success. And back in about 2017, I started to notice this rising tide within the market of Pokemon cards and became interested in that. Started to see that there actually was a viable market that existed. For myself, I've always been a long-term Pokemon fan. I started back in 1999, part of that Gen 1 group that started out with red and blue and then eventually graduated onto gold and silver. Played the Pokemon card game through and through all the way up until about the Neo era, and then kind of fell off the bandwagon. And it was really probably around that same time in 2017 that I became interested in Pokemon again, and that passion that I had as a child was reinvigorated. One of the first things that I noticed with this, with Pokemon cards, is that the potential value of these cards had risen more than I had ever dreamed. I remember as a kid actually mentioning to my parents, they owned a business in my hometown, and I actually mentioned to them that they should invest in Pokemon cards back then to have them at our stores, because someday they would be worth something. And I'm sure, as most kids' parents at that time, they thought it was going to be a fad. And here we are today. So that's a little bit about me, kind of where I come from, the knowledge that I bring in to this particular topic in my background. So let's just go ahead and jump right into it and jump into why I think this is a really great set to get into, and why I think it has a lot of potential value moving on into the future. The first thing that I think sets this particular set apart from many of the rest is the timing in which it came out. As many of you might know or may not know, Evolutions was released back in 2016, and in that same year, Pokemon Go was also released. Now, this was a really pivotal moment for Pokemon, and the reason being is that prior to 2016, the Pokemon Company as a brand really had started to see a slow decline in its overall sales, in its overall brand awareness among consumers. But with the release of Pokemon Go, this brought a lot of the old school collectors, a lot of the people who had grown up with Pokemon, back into the game, essentially. Really, in a brilliant strategic move by Pokemon itself, later that year, they released the Evolution set as another set of the XY series. This really created a renaissance, I guess you could call it, for Pokemon card collectors. This brought a lot of people back into the game, a lot of people who had been estranged from Pokemon for many years, brought them back into the collecting scene. And as you might be aware, most of them were not going out and purchasing the products that they had bought when they were children. Wizards of the Coast products, EX products. They went to their local stores and they purchased what was available, and that was Evolutions. So this really brings me to my next point in why I think this particular set is going to have a lot of value moving on into the future, and that's the nostalgic heartstring that it pulls on for collectors who had gotten back into the game at this time. One of the things that I found interesting is this was probably 4 or 5 weeks ago, on a podcast called the Shadowless Podcast, which, if for some reason you're coming across my channel and you haven't heard the Shadowless Podcast yet, I highly recommend it. It's hosted by fellow YouTubers Road Breaking Nate and Jordan Fringe, where they discuss various aspects of Pokemon collecting, and periodically they bring on special guests who are professionals, I guess you could say, in their particular area. And one of which was PokeRev, who, if you guys have not heard of PokeRev and you're coming across my channel, one, there's something wrong with the YouTube algorithm, and two, you need to hurry over there and watch his videos because they are incredible. By far the best unboxings you'll see here on YouTube. But he's been in the game for a long time, and he had mentioned that when he got back into the game in 2016, this was one of the sets that really reignited his passion for the old sets as well, and that's because it's a reprint essentially of base set. Another person that you might be aware of that harkened back to Evolutions getting them reintroduced to the card game is Pokemon Radar. As he started to begin his collecting again, he found Evolutions, and it really brought back a lot of those memories from when he was a child, and the rest is history. A lot of these guys have gone on to be very successful in the collecting realm, in the investing realm, and it was really Evolutions that came out around the same time that they were reintroduced to Pokemon. This, I think, is going to be an important factor, not just for these type of folks, but really for everyone in general. When they were reintroduced to Pokemon, they were introduced to Evolutions, and with that comes a memory, with that comes a connotation with this set. So as we go 5, 10 years on down the road, and many of the collectors and investors who have gotten back into the scene, not only are they going to remember the sets that they had when they were a child, but they're also going to remember the set that reintroduced them, that reignited their passion with the hobby. And in essence, that is Evolutions. It's a big aspect of that reintroduction, that renaissance, if you'd like to call it. Now, the next thing, and probably the biggest thing, in my opinion, in why you should become, or why you should invest in this particular set, is that statistically this is the best-selling set of all time when it comes to the Pokemon card game. And I think that this lends credence to the previous points that I had just mentioned, the timing in which it occurred, the nostalgic factor, the fact that all of the old school collectors were coming into the collecting scene once again right around the same time as Evolutions. I think it's no surprise that it is the best-selling set of all time. The next big question is, where can you buy these products? Where are they still available? And the answer is yes. If you go to your local store, chances are you're not going to find booster boxes, which is what I would recommend investing in at this time. You can still find individual packs of cards at places like Walmart and Target, in some of the bigger boxes, the newer boxes that are coming out. I wouldn't necessarily recommend getting into those right now, especially since there's booster boxes still on the market that you can find online. I'll link up a few places that I found that are still offering them. Walmart, for instance, on their website is still offering them just slightly above market value. So that's a great resource, a trusted resource that you can purchase those from. And another one is your local card game shops. My local shops still have some of these available, whether in store or they can always get them from one of their distributors for me. And I would actually recommend that, especially at this time with the pandemic going on. Supporting your local card game shops, I think would be really the best route to go at this time. All right, so in conclusion, guys, talking about today's topic of investing in XY Evolutions. Again, I think it's a great set to be invested in at this time. It's still available on the market. Most of the products that you can find are either at or slightly above market value when they were initially released. So I think it's a great opportunity for just the average investor, which is really my intention behind these videos, is to provide just the average person the opportunity to see value in products that maybe other people are overlooking or maybe haven't taken the time to research and acknowledge the significance of those products. So go out, get these, and remember, guys, this is a buy and hold strategy. This is not a product that you want to go out, break the packs open, break the box open, and try to grade these cards, anything like that. Personally, I'm a big proponent of sealed products myself. I think that's where most of the value lies, especially going on into the future. It's really a matter of supply and demand. The more of these products that are being opened, the lower the supply and the more demand there will be for sealed products. So again, with Evolutions, hold on to these products, have, I guess you call them strong hands, and just go out, get them, put them in your closet, put them in a container, and if it helps, don't look at them. Don't look at them for years down the road, because this is really a long-term strategy that you want to employ. This is something that is going to be a 5 to 10 year time horizon before you start looking at reselling these products. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you found any of this content valuable, if you found any information valuable, be sure to leave a like and please subscribe to the channel. I guess before we let off here, I'd like to give you a little more information as to my intentions behind the channel, what I would really like to accomplish. One of which is posting one video a week in regards to the investing aspect of Pokemon. I know a lot of you are really interested in this topic, and so I would like to be able to relay the best information that I can to all of you. The second thing, one video a week I'd like to dedicate to unboxings. Not really in the typical sense that you might be used to here on YouTube. I'd like to do something a little more accustomed to the way that I open cards as a kid. I think it may be something refreshing, something that tugs more at the nostalgic factor for the rest of you. So you can expect one video a week in regards to that. Also, I'd like to do one video a week where we're doing a live stream, where maybe we can do a little Q&A. You all can ask me questions, hopefully I can answer them, and we'll find some interesting things to discuss, maybe some topics that have been delivered in previous videos that we can discuss during those live sessions. The last thing, and really the most important thing that I would like to accomplish with this channel, is having a weekly podcast that is specifically dedicated to interviewing people across the entire Pokemon community, whether it's other content creators, whether it is other collectors, other investors, being able to have them on the podcast, be able to present you guys with the best information from the widest sources available. So that's really my intentions behind the channel. Really, I need your guys' help in order to accomplish that. So again, if you found anything valuable today, if you like this video, please leave it a like, please subscribe. And if you have any suggestions, if you have any feedback, I welcome any and all feedback and any and all suggestions. So be sure to leave those down in the comment section below, and I will be sure to get back to you with my response. So again, guys, thank you so much for watching today. My name's Pokenav. I'm here to help you navigate the world of Pokemon one video at a time, and I will see you all in the next video.